It's time for Golden Rivers, and this is pretty good news for Golden Rivers. Nullarbor won, but the margin wasn't massive. After what they did to Mullameen, they went to Hay this weekend and everyone was holding their breath, but Hay came out and kicked 10-10-70. Nullarbor kicked 19-8, 122. I mean, Nullarbor still won by plenty, but this was a good effort from Hay. The first half, they took it right up to Nullarbor, showed them that they're not going to do that to every side in the league, and while the second half was one-sided where Nullarbor went away with 12 goals, turned on the afterburners to 4, it was a good effort still by Hay. Smith with 5, Quigley 4, Farmer 3 and Oberdor for 2. The same suspects, Doran also booted 2. K. Doran, who booted those 2, R. Smith, M. Quigley, Zed Kelly, the better players for the Maroons. And Geary with 3, Aylett with 2, and Arendt and McSwain with a couple each for Hay. Geary, Zamboon and Catanach were their better players. Overall, though, it is a pretty one-sided comp with Nullarbor still undefeated at the top. In other matches, Mullameen, they got back to some winning form, kicked 21-10, 136 to McCorner, 11-9-75. When you get done by such a massive margin the previous game, you start to scratch your heads about, well, what it might all mean. At least they had a break to think about it. Smales booted 10. He certainly thought about it and put in a magnificent performance to be best on ground. Mawson and Buckley and O'Farrell and DeZerkis booted 2, while it was Smales and Thorne and Shippen who were the better players for Mullameen. And McCorner, Styles, 7 out of 11 goals from him, which was a magnificent performance and didn't make the best players. Still don't work that one out. Okay, we move on to the next game, and it was Wandella 12-5-77 to Murrabit 7-5-47. Good win by Wandella. And finally, it was Quambatook 15-13, 103 to Ultima 8-10-58. A real battle here of the Mallee sides, and Quambatook did the job in the end. They led it from half-time after Ultima got out to a good start, 3-3 to 5 points. Ultima leading it, but then half-time it was 7 goals in the second quarter to Quambatook to just the 1 from Ultima, and from there on it was all going one way with Quambatook winning. Mason 4, Lampy 3 and Bradbury 3. M. Bradbury was the best player, Mason, George and Carmichael for Quambatook. Seton Stewart for Ultima and Bennett were good players. Bennett, who did, that's B. Bennett booted 2. A. Bennett was a good player along with B. Bennett in that match. Okay, we now have a look at the games of football played across this weekend, and it's going to be a very interesting weekend of Golden Rivers football. It's going to be round number 8, and we've had the break now that had to be had, and it brings Hay at home against Murrabit, and Hay played well last week. I think they can beat Murrabit at home this weekend. Nulla will have a match against McCorner, and at Nulla the Maroons I think will be way too good for the Tigers. In terms of premiership table positions, this could blow out to a pretty reasonably big score with Nullarbor having a full deck of players. Quambatook play Wandella, the match of the round here. Quambatook have improved massively with their recruits. Wandella are expecting to try and shore up their top 2 or even a top 4 placing, but at the time Quambatook are pushing at the moment in that top 4, so I think we'll go with Wandella just to beat Quambatook here. Ultima play Mullameen, and gee, poor old Ultima, they've had a tough season. Mullameen, while they haven't travelled well in the past when they came into Nullarbor last time, Ultima are a much different proposition and not as quality as Nullarbor, so I think Mullameen will get home here in the visitation there to the Blue and Whites. That's Golden Rivers for this weekend.